In this video, we're going to be looking at the layout controls of the Droplet Admin Panel Design Canvas. You get to the design canvas in two different ways. First, you can go through Create a New Droplet from the Design tab, and you'll be presented with a blank design canvas, have the opportunity to create one, or you can go through templates. So let's go through templates. In the bottom right, you'll see Create New Template, and that will bring up the design canvas. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at the controls for the overall layout. And these controls are located across the top menu bar. You'll see that there's a form preview, reset form, form title, submit button, background, form width, form border, and label width. We're going to be going through each of these, but in a slightly different than left to right order. So first of all, let's take a look at form title. So the form title, and the canvas is essentially we call it a form because it does have form controls that can go into it. Actually, a Droplet canvas can really hold any kind of content, but for this discussion, it's a form. So let's add the form title in, or we can remove the form title. So to change the form title, you change the text form to, let's call it Test Droplet. Update the title, and then click outside of that to make that apply. So now you'll see Test Droplet is the new form title. If we wanted to change the background color, then we would go and select a different color and then click outside, and you'll see, oops, excuse me, choose a color, say OK, that changes the color, then click outside to set the color of the background. The form width sets the overall form width that will be displayed, the droplet width that will be displayed to the visitor. So let's make this a wider form. It defaults to 450 pixels wide. Let's set this form to 600 pixels wide. So it's going to be a much wider form. We'll update that, and you'll see that the form width is now 600 pixels wide. Again, we click outside to make that drop down go away. We can add a form border. Presently, the form doesn't have a border on it, but let's go ahead and add one. You'll see that in this dialog, there's an enable border and a width, and this is a pixel width. So let's set it to 2 pixels wide, and we'll pick another kind of red color that goes along with the background color. Select OK and update. And with that, you'll see there's now a 2 pixel wide border that's associated with the form. Let's click outside again. So now what we've looked at to this point are the controls that again affect the overall canvas, the overall layout. And we looked at form border. Now label width actually has to do with controls that you put onto your canvas. And so what this does is it allows, because the form lays out controls vertically, you want those label widths to be uniform. So let's go ahead and show you how that might work. So let's put a phone number onto the canvas, and we'll also put an email address onto the canvas. So if we look at the label width, currently it defaults to 100 pixels wide. Because this is a very wide form, let's say that we want to make this 150 pixels wide. And you'll see that what happens then is all of the labels associated with this form now stretch out. You'll see that it just pushed out. So now all of the labels are going to be 150 pixels wide. Click outside again to make that dialog box go away. So let's just look at the last few things associated with this. You can reset the form to completely start fresh, and you can also click form preview. So form preview will show you what this form looks like. Because the form is wide but there's not very many controls on it, it's going to show up as a long, thin form. And you'll notice there is a submit button. So how did that submit button get there? The submit button got there by you placing on the form controls that were associated with text entry. So Droplet automatically puts a submit button on your form whenever you have a text entry placed for your visitors. So that covers an overview of the layout controls, and in other videos we'll be taking a look at the toolbox controls, the things that actually go onto the canvas. Thanks much. Bye now.